We are Billy Goattails. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goattails. We are Billy Goattails.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales, live from the lake house in Greenville, South Carolina. We're actually in Anderson, South Carolina, but the foodie event that we all went to, the Fall for Greenville, was in Greenville, South Carolina. Let's say hello to the team. We got a great show packed for you today. We're going to talk about the pump, the dump, and the pump. We're going to talk about it all. Trump, pump, dump, you name it. We're going to talk about it. Hopefully, you guys all did well out there. Let's get into it. What is going on, Jimmy Jim?
Not too much, man. Having a good time, relaxing, eating some very unhealthy, delicious food.
Very nice. Tex-Mex, Biomex, you look like you're comfortable out there in the nice sunshine.
Very comfortable. I'm outside on the porch with the trees and the water around me. You might hear a little bit of birds here and there, but had a great time at the foodie event. Really, really nice. Thanks, Billy, for taking us. And we've been out fishing and on the lake today. We share a lot of our pictures and stuff from the trip in the Discord. So thanks, Billy.
Amen. What's going on, Red Man?
Yeah, thankful for another day not promised. I got to try fried Oreos today, so that was the first time. So I thought it was really, really good. Definitely not good for you, but definitely easy on the tongue. Back to you.
Yeah, man. And Dave Digital in his little mobile studio. What's going on, Dave?
Dave Digital over here in the mobile studio, man, into some good trades. Don't have it up on the screen for you guys, but in on a trade on Aster, Arrow, and Barra. I guess you could be on a trade on anything. So I'm looking at the charts and everything seems to be up 20%. You know, patience pays, and I'm really excited. I'm glad that none of our community is in that the sad community. Everybody is hopefully prepared and you took advantage of it, or at least it didn't hurt you too bad because you have your stop losses set. I hope everybody was ready. Anybody that's new, this is how we learn. So let's move forward. Looking forward to the stream today.
Yeah, man. Why don't you go ahead and say hello to chat for us since
Sure.
you're all pumped up there?
Let's see who we got in the chat. We've got Jesse. Hello. Hello, Jesse from Lake Hartwell. Good to see you. We have Mike Vollmer. He says, damn it, his gold got rubbed. Sorry to hear that, Mike. You know, have you heard of Bitcoin? Just checking. Crypto Princess was in the stream. We have, of course, Red Man is in the stream. Army Piper in the stream. Army, man, you're such a smart dude. And it takes us a long time to realize how freaking smart you are because we have to start understanding the words you're saying because now I can kind of hear what you're saying about alt season and all these things and how the market is, or the money is sticky or the liquidity is sticky and things like that. I'm starting to get it, Army. And you've been saying it all this time. Man, I can't wait till I really understand what the smart people are saying in the industry because that's going to be a really fun time for me. Let me see here. Darren does things. Good to see you, bud. Crypto coin mindset. We've got Keith in there. We got JB, formerly known as Hulk Smash, in the chat. Let me see. Jimbo Fett, Andy. Good to see you, Andy. Am I missing anybody here? Philly Whiz Kids in the chat. Good to see you, Philly Whiz Kids. And I think that's everybody for now. Good to see everybody. And we are live from Lake Hartwell.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, we are all on Wi-Fi here. So, and we're all like Jimmy's over there, Red Man's right there, Dave's in the bedroom, Tony's out on the porch. So, we're definitely jamming up this Wi-Fi. So we're not sure what's going to happen. Well, we'll take it as it comes. Let's bring up Dark Crash. Where's Dark Crash? Let's bring Dark Crash right to stage. I know everybody wants to get into the charts. What's going on, Crash? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Glad to see that you're all enjoying good weather out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. We had a little boat ride this morning out on the lake. It was beautiful. And
You won't guess what I had on my car this morning.
on your car?
Yeah, an eighth of an inch of ice.
Ooh,
Oh, wow. Move
yeah.
quickly. Hurry, move. Get out of that place.
It's Canada.
I know. Get out of there.
How
That's what
are
I'm saying.
past?
And for those of you that know, Dave has a little puppy that has been coming to visit him. We had some
Oh yeah.
shared videos and pictures in the Discord, but
Such a
Dave
cool
makes
little
friends with
puppy.
animals no matter where he goes. We love it.
Such a cool puppy. Way cool.
Dave is
Let's
a nice
get right
spirit
into
animal.
this. Let's get right into this, Crash. What we got going on with Bitcoin, man?
Oh, we're looking pretty strong actually. If we take a brief notice of the number here, we're sitting at a strong 16 still on the weekly, coming into a nice close here in a what is it, 2 hours 53 minutes it looks like. So that's exciting. Glad to see that we're still kind of holding at least on the weekly above here. But if we zoom really quickly back down to the 4 hour, which is where I had started this when the image first popped up, we have come back just like a magnet right up to my spider line. Of course, we had to wick up and retest an EMA, it seems. But largely, I am genuinely impressed at the turnaround. Our money flow is still really thin despite volume, and we've got really hot red RSI and stochastic, which to me just says this is simply a dead cat bounce. There's way too much going on here that says that we would have any other shot at the upside aside from these incredibly strong numbers on these three candles. I don't see much going for Bitcoin, at least to the upside in the short term. But yeah, this is very much a resistance point we got to pay attention to, which has been essentially a magnet ever since. Like as soon as we came up to this, just magnet, 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 and then now we're finally playing this zone. We've turned it more or less into a value area as we've broken that resistance, which to me says, well, this must be a fair value for Bitcoin at the current time, at least as from what I see. But of course, on the daily, we're finally about to come down and retest the DBSI, which has not been tested since. What is this day right here when we broke through it? If I can get my mouse on it. Monday, 22nd, April 2025. So it's been a long time since we've retested the daily DBSI. Well overdue, in my opinion. And if we were to do such, a little quick bearish prediction, I would peg it at, well, we have this little resistance area down here that was formed before blast off, and of course a retest down here. So I'd look for kind of a value pocket somewhere in the 98 to 102K range, just for kind of like my little bearish zone for a little bit of a flash crash further than what we've just seen. Would that cause higher liquidations than the 19 billion we've already seen? That is yet to be told. But that being said, diving right back into the 19 billion that just happened, I strongly believe that that is one of the more bullish signals, because if we look back in previous times with what happened with SBF and COVID crashes and price liquidations and everything like that, well, we didn't have the same oil crash as we did when we had COVID, so we don't have that much of a backup from TradFi in terms of money flow, but we do have a few elements that are very similar playing out. So that's why we had a bit of a bullish rush on top of the uh, anticlimactic, I should say, tariff news, because I thought it was honestly going to drop a lot further than this, but that's what we get. We had the 1, 2, 3, 4 hump, and then the bleed out, which is pretty common in these scenarios. So yeah, Bitcoin looking pretty strong still. However, bouncing around what I'd like to call its value area now at this point, as this spider line is, until the narrative changes naturally. But yeah, that's where we're sitting at right now for Bitcoin. Still very strong, but facing resistance.
Let's pull up ETH, see what we
Yeah.
got cooking on ETH. And I did
Oh
see
yeah.
that DDD was trying to jump in, which he said he was going to have problems today. But so Crash and DDT are our two chart guys. So if we can bring him up, we will. But go ahead,
Oh, absolutely.
Crash. Try to
Yeah,
Love
jump
to
we'll be
into
share.
the
shooting
ETH
double
chart.
today. Let's go. Shoot
Yeah,
double. Head to head charging.
Absolutely. Love to see what he has to say against what I'm saying. So moving on, this is the weekly on Bitcoin. Of course, we're always using the Heiken Ashi candles. One of these days, I'll show you the normal candles. Actually, heck, let's just show it right now to show you a little bit of
can you pull it
kind of
up,
what
Tony?
happens. So it's a little bit janky, a little bit strange when you're looking at normal candle data versus average. And the main reason I like to look at average is because it just kind of shows more or less the flow. versus what's happening in each individual candle. And that is why I tend to aim that way. That being said, so we've had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and dump out here. And then we form a 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're kind of almost with that jump we had up, more or less formed the 5 on this bit of price action here for the weekly of Ethereum. Again, volume still out, not curving up, still kind of pointed just slightly down. If we want to zoom in on that, you can still kind of see it shark toothing. We got momentum still bleeding out heavily despite a money flow of about 9, overbought. And what else are we seeing here? Let's close that. So yeah, Ethereum's finally had its fun time. It's a little bit of a run up there, but just like anything else, we've had the 1, 2, 3, 4, but a little bit of a relief here. And then of course the good old dumpage. So we're still looking at, I would say, another drop too, if we were to do another value area comparison, much like I did with Bitcoin. Whoa, my apologies. Too much volume. This is weekly. So I would probably peg our next, the spike went all the way down to 34.60, which is exactly where I would have expected it to be. The next zone, I would probably put it at, I don't want to say Ethereum's next drop is going to be below 3,000, but it could. That would be like more of a bearish scenario, but I'm more of a belief that Ethereum's officially hit its escalator mode, and if it does go down anymore, it'll probably just bounce around in the same 35, 37 area it was before. So I don't see too much doom and gloom on Ethereum at the moment.
Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Crash. I don't know how long you can hang with this. Let's see if DDT, can you hear us okay? How's it over the
I can hear
pond, my
you.
friend?
I can hear. Can you guys hear me?
We
Yep.
can hear
Yes,
you,
sir.
but it sounds like the mic is dragging a cord around the floor or something. I know that's not happening, but that's what it sounds like.
You sound pretty good to me.
That's really weird.
Might
Okay,
be a bit of
give me a
lag,
minute.
but
Take me
it's all
down, and let me just change. Onto the. Well, I'll take off my USB mic and go onto the other mic. Give me a minute.
All right, see you in a minute.
Okay, we'll do that. What do you got showing up on the screen there, Tex Max? Somebody's putting something up on the
Not I,
screen.
brother. So I'm very limited in my technical capabilities today. I'm on my phone, Billy, so I don't have much really I can share. But
So
love
why are we
being here.
sharing
Somebody's
it?
sharing that. Who's sharing
Who's
that?
sharing it?
Jimmy
I'm
Jim?
aware. Somebody.
That's great. Well, what we got pictures of there is the lake with
I
with
think
Dave
it's Jimmy.
Digital on the boat, and yeah, I don't know who shared that, but that's awesome.
That's on
Getting right
Jimmy's
into
screen,
it.
but we can't hear him. If he's talking, we can't hear Jimmy.
Jimmy's muted.
If he
Jimmy
no, he's
mutes.
not muted, but if he's talking, we can't hear him.
No,
I
I
think
wasn't talking.
I think he just photobombed us and left.
Jimmy Jam photobomb and left. Well, hey Tim, thanks for joining us. What to say? Anybody keeping an eye on TAL? It's been on the move the last, yeah, a bit tensor. Hey man, that's a good one. That's a good one. We'll get into some more of the charts we wanted to get into. Let me pull up while we're waiting on. We're going to bounce around. Let's get into the bubbles with Redman. Redman, you ready for some bubbles?
Let's go. Tony,
So,
you're gonna have to, or not Tony.
hold on.
Somebody's gonna have to bring them up.
Yeah, it's not letting me share it. I think I'm having
I
a
got it,
hiccup
Billy. I
here.
got it. I got it. Well, I did have it.
It's like it's
Tried to
all
Just,
remove it,
jammed up.
and then
just
We have a
bear
lot of
with us,
people.
everybody. We are not at our homes today, so we're all in the same spot.
I don't know why it's the 4% of screen. Remove other media from the stage. What else is on the stage? Oh, is it Jimmy's? There
having
we go.
fun there, Tony.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
We
Yay.
gotcha. Dave Digital to the rescue.
Okay, in the hourly. All right, hourly, it looks like we got over here IMX. IMX is up 8.1%, sitting at $1.14 billion. That's IMX. That's immutable. They are up 2 spots to number 76. That's IMX for you. Looks like they've had a pretty good day as well. After that big dip, actually the whole year they've been dipping. For the year, they're down 60%, but in the daily, they're up 25.1. Nice little consolidation for a couple, little pumps here. IMX for you. Let's look at these other coins here. As Dave pointed out earlier, Mantle is on a tear as well. They are up 279% for the year, but in the hourly, 2.8% in the hourly, they're sitting at number 21. They're
Yeah, up
$730
50% today.
billion market cap. So Mantle, that's your RWA play. Pendle's another one we've been watching. Pendle's up 2.7% in the hourly. It's up 2 spots to number 100. Market cap is $668 million. That's Pendle for you. Let's see if we got any other notables around here. Times like this, you want to pay attention to coins that quickly rebound. And Ondo is one of those coins. It's up 2.2% for the hourly and the daily. It's up 19.4%. It's up 1 spot to number 42. $2.63 billion market cap. That's Ondo. Congratulations to the Ondo people showing some strength. We were kind of looking at this one, this Chain Opera AI. This is off of Binance. This is not financial advice. Invest at your own risk. But it's up 4,933% for the weekly. On the hourly, it's up it's negative 17.1%. High volatility.
Really?
High volatility. It's down 4 spots to number 30, $3.94 billion market cap. Pretty impressive for a coin that was just dropped not just a couple of days ago. Let's go on to the daily. In the daily, we got, like I said before, it's up, this Chain Opera AI coin's up 175%, sitting at $20. It's up 28 spots to number 30. Let's see if we got anything else. Morpho is one that I've been following. This is on base. It's up 3 spots to number 79. Morpho sitting at $1.99. For the month, it's down 8.3%. For the day, it's up 27.1. That's a fast moving log for you. $1.04 billion market cap. That's Morpho. And then any other noticeable Dash Dino coins getting some love. In the daily, Dash is up 49.6%, up 24 spots to number 97, $677 million market cap. That's Dash. Dash is sitting at $54.46 per token. Let's go on to the weekly. The weekly, like I said before, Chain Opera has been killing it. We know that from the Binance chain. Just like, this one's for Tim out there. Tim's my boy. I've known him for a long time. So Tau, right now, it's up 4 spots to number 34. It's a $3.74 billion market cap, $389 per token. That's Tau. That's BitTensor. Billy Goat Tales did a short on it. You can check out our YouTube page. Look for that short. It's up 23.7% for the weekly. That's Tau. That's BitTensor. And they're showing some strength even after the humongous dip. Zcash, that's been talked about a lot this week. Seen a lot of channels pumping Zcash, and it's shown some strength in the weekly. It's up 65%, 16 spots to number 25. It's a $4.4 billion market cap. That's Zcash. It's a dino coin. It's been around forever. People still loving on it. Love to see it. Don't really see any other noticeables, but there's a lot of coins out here. It took a big dip when Bitcoin lost $20,000 in a day. We're going to go over that kind of stuff here in just a little bit. I'm not going to talk about it too much now. But in the monthly, you got Zcash up 445%, showing its strength. You got Dash up 117%. The rest is all red for the most part. Like I said earlier, Mantle recovered. Hasn't fully recovered yet, but it's on its way. Other than that, that's pretty much. The yearly looks just like it did last week. Billy, I'll send it back over to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Red. Multitasking. We're in a different studio where we're just sitting around in the lake house. I'm at the table. Jim's over there on the couch. Red Man's on the other couch. Tony, he was sitting out there on the patio, but he's gone right now. So I don't know what you're doing out there, Tony. You're in, you're out.
And meanwhile, I'm up in Canada where it's frozen.
Yeah, yeah. Crashes up in Canada. We did want to, let me see if I could share this out. We just a real quick on the fall for Greenville guys. What we're doing, one of the things we're doing here in South Carolina is attending this huge, massive event, the Fall for Greenville. And as you can see, there's a lot of people. And even though that's not our picture, we have pictures just like that that we'll be posting in our Discord for you guys to see and
It's a
just check
foodie
out.
event.
It's a foodie event, and really it's really fun because you get a taste of Greenville, right? You get a taste of all the local restaurants, and there was a whole section, 7 stages, a whole section like a beer garden section, wine section, food truck section, and it's for the restaurants, it's for the local people to come and see the beauty of the city of Greenville. What did you think about the city of Greenville, Jimmy Jim?
Oh, it was great. I mean, super clean. The festival was pretty big. I mean, it took up I don't know what we walked 5, 6 blocks. I don't know how far it was, but good scenery. It was the weather's been great since we've been here. A little cooler than expected. I guess really the wind uh, has just made it feel a lot cooler than what it is. But today it wasn't bad at all. Actually got a little hot there wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, what was your thoughts, Dave Digital? First time to Greenville?
Yeah, man, having a good time. It's a lot of fun. First time over here. I've been to, well, maybe it's first time to Greenville, but I've been to Myrtle Beach and up in, when I with storms and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun. But I just can't shake out of my head all the tents that I see down there on the between us and the lake, Billy. I see
What are you
them.
talking about?
I see tents between us and the lake. I just see them. They're not there yet, but I see them. I see them full of goats and billy goat tails community
Oh, you mean on
Okay.
the ranch?
on the. Oh, I heard about the ranch. There's so many things going on. You know.
We got a lot to drop on our community after the mastermind convention at the lake house in Greenville, right, guys? So
Yeah,
we're gonna
man. Lots of
piecemeal it
cool
out.
things. Yeah.
What a great team we have on Billy Goat Tales. What a great team we have. So
Oh,
we're
one
gonna
thing I
keep it.
didn't mention,
Yeah.
Billy, I forgot to mention earlier, and I was going to mention that we have had 6 people already take advantage of the free offer in Patreon. So we have 6 family members that are taking advantage of full 3 months for free. And so we're just looking to see before, what the response is before Billy pulls the plug.
Well, we got to get the word out, right? Our Patreon, we got to get the word out.
Well, and
That's right.
Dave's
So
talking
let's.
about the Simple Terms podcast Patreon, and I'm sure that we may look into a Billy Goat Tales complete Patreon as well.
That's
Right.
right. That's right. I haven't even seen it yet. So Dave's just off creating. He's doing his thing. So all right, let's jump right in to what's going on with Fear and Greed. Fear and Greed is at 31. Wow. Man, has that been jumping around? Look at altcoin season down to 45. So we're totally out of the altcoin season possibilities. Market cap back down to 3.9 trillion. Very interesting, right? I think we got up as past like 4.2. It might even got to 4.4. I can't recall exactly. Um, and of course, Redman already hit the movers and the shakers. One of the things I do want to check out
And I
real
just wish
quick.
there was another way that we could see all this information. Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe so, Dave. Maybe so.
Maybe
Maybe
one
one
day.
day. Maybe one day. Dave's always trying to throw a little Easter egg out there, aren't you, Dave?
What do you mean, Billy? I just wish that there was
Yeah.
another way to visualize this, something more fun, something more telling, something easier to look at. But, you know, it is what it is for now. I appreciate these guys, Coin Market Cap, for doing such a great job.
Yeah, I do too. I do too, man. Um, I wanted to see where it's probably right in front of my face. Let's see the rankings, categories, yields.
Tony's over there showing all the fishing
Crypto.
gear,
Here we go. Here we
distracting the
go.
chat.
So on the ETF trackers, a lot of money's coming in via the ETFs, guys, and it's very important to kind of know where all this liquidity is really, really coming from. And the ETFs have brought a lot of new money, old money, well, not old money, but traditional finance money to Bitcoin, to the blockchain, via Bitcoin, via Ethereum, via Solana, and others as well. We kind of went over last week or a week or two about some of the other ETFs that are going to be launching and getting approved. And this is just all new sources of income coming in for the most part. There's always somebody's, well, I own some and I'm buying an ETF too. Yeah, but generally speaking, it's the ETF. It's people in traditional finance that are wanting a piece of this crypto space, and they're going to buy it via the ETFs that are sold through Fidelity and BlackRock and all the other guys, Bitwise, all the brokerage houses. So you can see Bitcoin's really killing it. I mean, you see the orange Bitcoin, the blue is Ethereum. You can see just
Which one
all the
is the
money coming
altcoins?
in.
Which line is the
With,
altcoins?
there's no altcoins. This
Oh,
is right now just Ethereum and Bitcoin ETF tracker right here. So these are all of the all the companies that are offering it. So iBit, of course, everybody knows Fidelity, Grayscale, iShares, ARC, Kathy Woods, ARC Financial, Bitwise, ETF, Grayscale. So they have multiples. Uh, and I think I'm always looking at the ETF side because I think all that new money is why we're having such a great rocket ride with Bitcoin this year. If you recall back in 2021, everyone thought it was going to go to 100,000. Everybody was banking on it to go to 100,000. It didn't, got to 69,000. That was it. That was the end of the show. And this year we had all the calls for 100,000 and we still have calls. Some people are saying 250, some people are saying 500,000. For me, um, I was just so happy when it broke 100,000, and we're staying there, man. We're just continuing to build support, and people get fearful. It seems if you follow Twitter X, that people are sad if it goes to that 107.5, that 108 is if we get below there, man, we're going to be in trouble. I'm like, man, are you hearing the words that you're saying? $107,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, baby, I'm all for it. I'm like, this is great. This is great. And hopefully people didn't panic. Remember in trading, all the good traders, Frankie, Lifer, Alex O, of course, Piper, all the guys that we hang out with, they
did you
they
say
know.
Piper?
Yep, Piper. Of course,
That
Piper.
guy, this guy right here?
Piper.
Yep. Is he?
Right?
Did he jump in? Did he
He
jump
doesn't see
in?
you, Billy. He doesn't
I don't.
see you.
I am on a different screen. Where's Piper at?
No,
There he
you're on the
is.
same
All
screen.
right, sorry,
I'm
Piper. I
way over
was
here.
going
I'm way
blind,
over here.
man. See, I was calling you out, and I didn't even know you was in our stream, man.
What's going on, Piper?
Not much. How you guys doing, man?
Doing
Doing good.
great,
How are you?
brother.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with all of that, Billy. Because I was looking for a little retracement, a little one, to 118. I said that's opportunity knocking at your door. Evidently, Trump said we're going to demolish this door, move it
Hold my
down to
beer.
about 107. Hold my beer. Yeah, I told someone earlier. I said we got trumped, and so that's not a fundamental crash. That's a Trump crash. And so, yeah, you had opportunity this on Friday for sure. I picked up about 3K in Bitcoin on Friday at about 109. So I tried to
That's
catch the
dope.
bottom. Well, I was driving, man. I couldn't. Not trying to do that in Dallas traffic. So
Now that Tesla sounds like it's worth it, huh?
maybe so, right? But yeah, I think what we had. Everyone just needs to remember that was not a fundamental collapse. That was an economic collapse. That was a macro collapse. It was a black swan macro thing. It's a tweet from Trump, right? But that was not a fundamental break of the cycle. So that was your opportunity, and if you were not over leveraged,
Yep.
you did fine. So I'm still in my short, just so you know. I got my chart up. I'll show you why I'm still in my short. But I've been in a short since $126,000 Bitcoin, right? About $200 from the all-time high, and I'm still going to hold it for now. For now, so um, I did hedge this morning on a long once we broke value area low here off of fixed range volume profile. So I am in a hedge long to maintain my short. But I was looking at dailies on Friday on our show. We talked about it there. That 118K was going to be your prime area. We actually had on the 4 hour we had the little box here. We had point of control. This point of control wasn't this low because we didn't have all of this volume come in yet. And so we had this box here, and I was like, look, $118,000, 118.7, somewhere in there. Good opportunity. It might come down to that, previous levels here, and that would be the bottom side of your box. But yeah, we just trashed that entire zone and went on down for it. But what I was watching on the daily was that we were getting the crossovers here on Friday. We were coming down from highs. We were starting to get downtrends. We were sitting about right here on the RSI primed, which is Heikenhashi candles of an RSI turned into candles, right? So I was like, we got things that are saying that we're probably going to get a retracement. I was watching for 118K, but now that we've had this play out, what I'm actually seeing is that on the daily now, we've triggered bottom indications here on the MVP. We've hit the 30% on RSI. We do still have money flow coming down and volume coming down on the daily. Not overly concerned about that. But the reason that I was watching for just a retracement and nothing more was because on the weekly chart, we were looking pretty good here. We were getting small candles on the RSI here. We were about to, until Friday happened, we were about to cross bullish here on the MVP signals. We were coming back up off of the ramping here on the MACD normalized. Money flow was still green. Friday, we were still sitting about here, and this was starting to flatten out. This is going to be your volume right here. This is all volume waves. So we were starting to come up. Now it's not looking as good as what it was on Friday, but I don't think that it looks horrible by any means. I am seeing on the 4 hour right now, and I've got some fibs pulled here. These fibs are pulled from the low that we had back after we had started to set break of structure, lower highs, lower lows, right? I pulled this low here to the high that we had of 126 for these fibs, and you can see we wicked down to fundamental support of the golden pocket 0.66 GAN level to the 0.618 fib level. But over the weekend here, the reason I got in on my hedge long this morning was because I was watching at 50%. And I always tell people that are, when we're doing TA, if we come up at the 50% from the bottom and can't break through it, and it rejects down and breaks the golden pocket, then we have much further down to go. We did not. We wicked down to just past the 0.66. We held here all weekend long at the 50, and this morning, once we broke it on lower time frames, we actually got a retest on it. It was a good entry. Now, one thing I will point out on the bearish side right now is that we are hitting the quantum reactor in line with the 382, and it's giving us some issues. But I want to point out something on the quantum reactor. This is the indicator that Chart Prime uses. And you can see here, like we were in the red, okay? Here we broke down below it and it turned red here. This tells you have more downside to go. When this thing turns red instantly like that, it's giving you a pretty good indicate. Well, not instantly, I guess you had a little gap there, but that's telling you that you are going to be heading down more. When you go to the upside and it turns green, it tells you that you got more upside. It didn't turn green this whole period. We actually came back down below it on the 4 hour. Look here though, we turned green, and that said you had more upside. This was not a an indeterminate movement like it was here where it was gray or here where it was gray. And you can see from there we went up. The point of that is that when we broke it here that on Friday, we did not turn red. Now, there is a possibility that on this rejection here that we don't get above it and it starts to turn red, then I'll reassess at that point. But as of right now, we got bullish bounce. We got the oscillator said oversold upside, our true 7, which is 7 oscillators in one, fired here bullishly. we have some bullish stuff on the oscillator, bullish levels that we hit. There is still, just we got levels that we got to get through. The one thing I am glad to see is that on the weekly here for Bitcoin, we were setting a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. And now with this pullback that we've had with closing coming up here very shortly, this is not going to be a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly, which that would have been a very worrisome thing to see that, okay, we got a bearish engulfing. Last time we had one like this was May 2021, which was where we had our big pullback down back in 2021 for the 50% pullback. And then we also had one in November, or early November, late November, early December. We did a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly also, which was the end of cycle. So that would have caused me a little bit of concern, being where we are in quarter 4. October, November should be that window. But now it looks like we are absorbing all of that and we're heading back up. So
Yeah, man, it makes you think when you see that big of correction. Like, did we just see the end? It's certainly,
Yep.
and it's hard when you're in the recession. You don't know you're in the recession, right? It's like always in the rears, but it certainly went through my mind, Piper. It certainly went through my mind.
yeah, I was
Yep.
watching that bearish engulfing candle. Like, please just pump up past the bottom of last week's candle opening. That would be great for everybody in the space. But yeah, it was opportunity. I bought Bitcoin on Friday. I'm still holding my short until I see something tell me a little bit more confluence for bullishness. But I am still holding that short. But I did long to hedge it. So if it goes up, then I'll just let the long ride, and I'll just close out the short. I'll be in profit either way. So
What are you looking at in the line in the sand, Piper? 117.5 to 119.5.
indicators.
If we're gonna
I'm looking for multi-confluence. I need multi-source intelligence on this. Price wise, what am I watching for? Where I think it would be, I think really right now it needs to break like one. It needs to break 116.6, in my opinion, if we're going to continue to the upside. Obviously, it would have to. If it was going upside, it would pass that anyways. But I'm watching that level because that's where our dynamic reactor is at and our point of control for this entire volume node, which goes back to, early July. So being that we
Fair enough.
have being that we caught the golden pocket though and we got a bounce on it and we did come back to the 50%, I do think we're going to continue to the upside and play the rest of this out. I'm still watching November 3rd, November 10th, if we're still on the 4-year cycle for the top. If not, expect a December pullback because we typically get that anyways, right? So then we'll see what happens in January. Is it an extended cycle or not? The verdict is still out on that one. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Billy.
Did you see did you see this? Trump becomes major Bitcoin holder amidst the regulatory scrutiny. It's kind of like a side story that during all the tweets and all the dips and stuff, but Trump's Bitcoin holdings exceed 870 million, possibly reaching 1.2 billion. That's just Trump's. Trump media raised 2.4 billion, focusing on Bitcoin reserves. Political reactions include proposed legislation to limit Trump's crypto activities. So I bring it up whether you like Trump or not to get political on Billy Goat Tales, but it's like such a different cycle when you have a administration that is crypto friendly, right? It feels like so different. And it really makes you think that we're back to the days of crypto where once we get some once we get some first time clarity, not back to the days, but we get some first time clarity that like anything's possible, right? Because a lot of money sitting on the sidelines waiting, I mean, institutional money waiting for uh, all the clarity to come in, and then the big businesses are going to continue to come in. And Trump in his life, forget him as a president, if you think about his career as a businessman, he's always a first mover and he's always willing to take risk when other people weren't. If you go back to his beginning days and you understand that he was in Brooklyn, but Manhattan is where the real money was at, and he had to figure out how to get a property in Manhattan. and he did, right, and that kind of put him on the map, made him get out from underneath his dad's shadow, taking that risk that it was very large. And and look, and so my point about that is his business savvy, his business sense has always been pretty good. Yeah, people say he's been bankrupt, but most businessmen have.
Five, five
you know so
bankruptcies. He's had hundreds of businesses. He's had five
yeah, I mean,
bankruptcies.
it's like to the non-novice, like, oh, he's that's bad, right? But like, no, what do we say in motivational mindset? You hit a roadblock, it's not the end of the road. You figure out how to get back up, charge, move forward, and keep going. And when you go through those snags in life, you keep getting back up and you keep figuring out how to win. And that persistence and determination is stuff that leaders are made of and successful people are made of. So I share that. There you go. Now, hey man, I don't care which way you vote. I really don't. I don't, I'm not, I just, I love to see our administration, whether Democrat or Republican, I'd love to see our administration very involved in crypto. And that's my point. I love that.
Well, Billy,
Easy
okay.
boys, easy
That wasn't
boys,
me.
easy.
Yeah,
That wasn't
We're
me.
glad to,
easy. So, Billy,
we got
Trump
kids.
media or the Trump media became the number 8 largest company that holds Bitcoin. So it made the top 10 with its purchases. So now the Trump media or something, whatever the name is, I just had it up on screen, but I can't have to flip between our show and the data. But they're number 8 now in the top 10 of companies that holding Bitcoin.
That's amazing, and I think it's good for the country, good for us that the administration and people in the administration and senators and congressmen and people in government, states are really working to figure out blockchain, crypto, and individually investing in it, taking time to learn about it. I think it's just great for America, great for our nation, great for us, the early adopters that got it. And I still say it, I know it gets old, but I still believe we're early. I really feel like, if anything, this is like the first inning of a 9 inning baseball game, and we're still in the first inning, and I'm probably never going to see the last inning. My time's going to be done before we see the last inning. So I think we're really early. And the hope is for my kids and grandkids, right? That's what I'm in here for. Parade, good to see you. Let's just real
Dave
quick.
Digital for president.
Dave Digital for president. Let me real quick, and I want to come back to you, Piper, because I got a question for you. I want to say hi to chat. Pole man, good to see you. Steve, always good to see you. Bullish on Parade, good to see you, man. Who else we got in here? I saw a few other people. I know Larry's in here. Okay, Larry, our AI guy. There's Larry Pringle. Larry, yeah, man, we couldn't hook up down in Greenville. But Larry, Piper, I got to introduce you to Larry too, man. We got something brewing with this AI thing that our inner circle we're going to talk to first about. But I definitely got to hook you up with Larry.
Yeah,
Ivan,
sounds good, man.
yeah, man. Ivan, good to see you. Farmer, good to see you. Ivan's a longtime DCA guy, man, way back like 4 years ago in Old Keeper and Miguel Stream from the olden days. Good to see all you guys. Thanks for taking time on your Sunday to jump into the Billy Goat Tales as we're coming to you live from Greenville, South Carolina at the weekend at Billy's. We're on Lake Hartwell. We went out on a boat this morning. Captain Billy, as Jimmy said, on the what'd you call it, Jimmy? The Giver's Gain ship,
The USS Giver's Gain.
USS Giver's Gain. There you go, Tony. So that's
That's
the
awesome.
yeah, man. That's the back view. You can't see through the trees, but the lake's right behind those trees, or maybe you can see it. Yeah, the lake's right there. Yep. Tony's right outside right now. The boat's down there. We've had a blast, Piper. We have had a freaking blast, man.
Surprised you guys didn't call it the splash goat.
Some more than others.
Only when Tony skinny dips.
Yeah, Tony's been out there skinny dipping.
Woo,
so,
skinny
so,
dip and buy the dip.
yeah. Randy, good to see you,
Tex-Mex.
man.
Tex-Mex, you know how to swim being from El Paso? There's no water there, man.
Oh.
There's water between us and our neighbors down south, right? I'm just kidding.
No, there's not. You can walk right across that. That's not
Not in
water.
all sections. Yeah, yes, you have to go to someone's swimming pool or something else. There's no natural water for the most
AP
part,
used
unless
to
it's
have a coyote
irrigation.
business.
Unless it's irrigation season, then you can. When we lived out in Clint, out in the farms, then you could go jump in the water during irrigation season.
Yep. I actually, I finally got my house sold down there in El Paso, so I'm glad. So
Is that all closed up?
yeah, it's all closed,
Awesome,
done,
good brother,
Nice,
good
man.
done.
for you.
It's already Bitcoin.
Most of it is, yeah.
Yep.
Rotating it in on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I mean, the view you had in the back of your house was definitely a selling point.
Yeah.
And up there on the mountain, nobody's going to build behind you because it's a state park. So that's
Yep.
awesome. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I don't have that great view in Dallas, but I have a lot more options for restaurants and shopping and things to go do. So
Emma, somebody feed Emma. Somebody feed Emma. Emma's in the chat. Good to see you, Emma.
Hey, Larry, come
Appreciate
on
you being
by.
here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're good, Larry. You're good, man. We tried, right? Yeah, everybody's busy. Yeah, we walked right by Larry's office, where Larry's office is, or where he works out of, and I was hoping to hook up with him.
Oh, is that the place where you lit the dumpster on fire?
Yeah, that was it.
Hey, Larry, I might be on your security footage. I was waving, wasn't doing anything funny.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you laughed, then it was kind of funny.
So Piper,
yeah.
you said November. You said November. You
hmm
got some date ranges. What's making you feel like
just
something
the
significant about that?
3 year, 11-month window that we typically have, on cycle. If the cycle continuation does, still in play, then from bottom to top and from having to end point, we're in the number of days. It just lines up there. Um, Nothing macro wise on it. It's just based on the historical trend of cycles. So, of course,
Okay,
I always
okay,
say 3 times don't make a pattern. You need like 17 to 20 to make a pattern. So, um, to even get close to a pattern. So, statisticians will disagree that 3 times makes a pattern. So, but yeah,
yeah.
I mean, if we're still on the normal cycle trend, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, on the weekly, we didn't even hit the 52 week. You can pull my chart back up real fast, and I'll just show you. I've
Let's
got
see.
the daily dynamic reactor and
Whoop.
the bull market support band, which is like your 21 week SMA and EMA, 20 week EMA. I was watching for us to actually, if we did come break down, I have the level we've been talking about has been $100,000 over on our show, and the reason for that is the 52 week simple moving average, and you can see it's pretty much every single cycle is where we have to bounce, or we're going into a break and a retest and a rejection, right? And so this whole cycle, we've been staying with the bull market support band and above the 52 week. You can see even last cycle, 52 week SMA, once we broke it, that was our support range. So I was actually watching for us to go potentially all the way down to 100K, and we didn't hit it. But as of right now, if this continues on, we're looking at like November 3rd, November 10th, statistically, how long the cycles last. So that's about it. That's about all it is, man.
Okay. No, yeah, that's you gotta go on something, right? So it's such a new
Yep.
Bitcoin's so new, 16 years old, and it doesn't have a lot of data, right? So
Yep.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's not like technically the definition, but man, it's what we got to go on. We got to use what we have at least to try to make some semblance of something, right? So I get you. I got you,
Yeah,
brother.
I took. I don't know if you heard the other day on the show. I was talking about RFIs, request for information, and intel gaps, so that we can do full analysis. My RFI is, can I get like 10 more cycles, please? That would be great. So
Good luck with that. I don't know. 10 more cycles, 10 times 4, 40. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make that.
no, I won't either. I won't be around for that. I won't be around for that. There, I'll be with you, Billy. We'll be sitting around somewhere, sipping on heavenly beer, and yeah.
Yep. I
All
saw
right, brother. I
Wickster
gotta
sit.
hop off here. I gotta
Yeah,
hop
man.
off here and go feed the family. I just wanted to drop in.
Thank you.
But yeah, we found support, guys. Dollar cost average. I will say the alts, their sell off percentage did show that there's literally not a lot of liquidity in those books on altcoins. So be careful with your alts, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely,
Adios,
man.
Piper. Love
Thanks,
you, man.
man.
Later, guys.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. All right. DDT, do we have you? Are you with us?
Am I working?
Can any?
How's the microphone?
Much better.
Microphone?
Much better.
Let's
Much better.
Much better.
go.
Yeah, sorry. It's just the internal laptop microphone. I don't know, my mics are playing up. Yeah, so what do you want me to look at? Basically, I haven't got that too much to add. Let me just share the screen quickly. And I don't know why the laptop.
I wonder what
is.
Tether's doing, DDT. Have you been watching Tether? Tether
Yeah,
dominance and Tether?
I have been. It has found another resistance. I've just brought my screen up now quickly just to quickly show imbalance. So yeah, basically, obviously the move down, this is TPO chart. Basically, it just shows imbalance in inverted commas. So price imbalance basically on this move down from Friday. Obviously, these teal bars are what's known as single prints, price imbalance, fair value gaps, or whatever. So generally now on such a strong move down, all I'm looking for is kind of for these to act as resistance. So kind of we've just hit one around low 115s, but kind of the big one is kind of closer to 120 at this point. Kind of the bigger balance, kind of where price kind of started to sell off on Friday and had the biggest kind of the start of the move before the cascade all the way down. So there was that, and then the only other thing really, obviously, that everyone's obviously mentioned is liquidity. We sweeped all of this, and this is also on this heat map. This is all the way down to like 5x. So obviously there was more kind of that was taken lower, kind of 1x, 2x, 3x, kind of low mod or low leverage margined liquidity. So yeah, but now what's happened is I don't know if I can zoom in, but basically now with this wick, they didn't come down obviously into just the sub 100. So that kind of leaves this behind. But now also as well, we're starting to build kind of below the weekend lows, which is also kind of, for me,
Can you make that a lot bigger?
kind of how's that?
Yeah. Much better.
It's just the way.
Even bigger.
Yeah, so for now, obviously, just below the wick and into 100k is probably where the bulk of the kind of the heavy liquidity is. Obviously, the gold, the yellow. But for now as well, just above us, back to 120, where I said that imbalance was. Wrong shot, wrong one. So back to 120, kind of where this big imbalance is, kind of that lines up with my TPO. And then flipping over onto my trading view, kind of 120 is back to the value area high. So there's a few confluences for me to say that there's a bit of confidence for me just to say that we could have found a bottom here, a local bottom, and we could still put another lower high back in up to 120k, with the POC of the range being at 118, somewhere where Piper was saying as well, kind of that confluence could view up from the high. So the only thing for me now is just that we need this 4-hour money flow to turn around. It's obviously it's flipped red. That's kind of and it looks as if it came up, but it's just rounding over a little bit. For the time being, I'm thinking the bottom is in for at least the next few days, but we need to hold 113. So basically, this profile runs 113 to 120k, and then we just hold that. For me, obviously, a few daily closes within this range now between 113 and 117 or 120 kind of will solidify the fact that we've obviously found a local bottom here, and then it's on lower high watch until such time as we can literally take out the all-time high. Again, I'm not really going to go gig along. I'm going to be more sided to the short side, at least until we take the all-time high, because that then obviously flips the daily market structure bullish again. Daily market structure has flipped bearish, which is not good. Obviously, we're breaking these lows around 120. So for the time being, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin. Let me just see if I can pull up USDT dominance. I don't know how laggy this is going to be. And I probably don't have much on here, but I can just quickly see what loads. Sorry, I am on a backup system at this point. I've now officially ordered another laptop, so it should be good for next week or upcoming weeks. Let's rather just do this on market structure, make it easy. Daily. So yeah, USDT dominance, obviously, it found support at the 4.10, 4.12. Go up daily. And obviously, this is not the best chart. I need to flip over to another chart, but there was a lot of daily support around here, and so obviously And obviously we had a huge profile of what I was kind of looking at as well. Yes, sorry, this is messy. I've not really looked at it too much. But it's kind of basically the 3.8 is kind of the lowest. This is like a very macro profile of the volume profile. So 3.8, there was a POC here at like 4.2, give or take. And then obviously now we've just hit the top, which is 5.3. So this is just a huge profile. I don't even know if on the weekly it will show it. And obviously there's volume profiles all over and Fibonacci's all over. So essentially kind of this whole range here was just sitting between a profile. But yes, sorry. If you want to take me off, and I can see if I can get onto the other chart. I don't know if market structure is going to load.
Yeah, man. No problem.
But for the most part, what we've done is that 5.3, or where USDT rejected, it is kind of where it was a daily retrace point kind of in the market structure. So that's basically all that's happened, and it's kind of hit the resistance. Basically, with USDT dominance, it's in a bearish trend for now. So it was just doing a bearish retrace. So it's not always just going to be in free fall for us to kind of pump, right? With everything, kind of every different chart, you are going to have either bearish retraces or bullish retraces. So that's basically all that USDT dominance is. You don't have to pull me back up onto charts and stuff, but for the most part, USDT dominance just found its bearish backtest on the daily, kind of the level, kind of 5.3-ish, or 5.5, sorry, from what I'm seeing. And yeah, there's not really, I think everyone, obviously a lot of people got taken out. I got taken out. Like I had stop losses on some of my longs and got slipped, but luckily I got stopped out without the full margin getting taken out, which is obviously a bonus. Lots of people just got fully licked. So I'm just waiting now. I am favoring probably for this to try and find a long, just for kind of the time being. Try and get like a $1,000 to $2,000 move, kind of aim for that 118, 117, 118, and then kind of try and look for shorts again.
Go ahead, Dave.
I just have one question. Dark Crash, do you agree with what Darren says? No, I'm just kidding. We have dueling charters here.
That depends.
No, of course. Yeah, Darren, thanks for that. Really cool. I think we're looking at the same area. I think that 20,000 that you were talking about is right in the area of the 786. So if it's gonna get above that, we need it to get above it. If not, then I mean that's just it's just a lower high, right? And off we go.
Yeah, we just got to trade level to level. This is the thing. Obviously, everyone, the sentiments just flipped completely. Like come Friday, yesterday, everyone was calling for the bear market. Now this morning again, you have this pump, and then it's back on again. It's like the sentiment's just wild at the moment. Like,
yeah, it's like a total rewind onto what we had experienced in the past with those major events, as I alluded to with the 19 billion and the COVID crash and the other, all of that kind of ties in, especially with the current fundamental setup.
Yeah, but Trump said sorry, so it should be all fine.
But he's not Canadian though.
I thought you were going to be our next state, our 51st. So my bad.
You'll be the next province.
Oh,
good eye, mate.
There you go.
Oh, that's a different country.
got excommunicated.
Givers Gang, Green Day. There's
84 people in the live, Billy. Really good. So
yeah, there's our commissioner, our crypto fantasy football commissioner is in our live chat. Green Day.
I heard you guys were making some moves this weekend on your football teams. Did it do you any good?
I don't know yet. My guy, I can't play him till next week. But and then Tony, everybody was all together, and so we're like trying to figure out who needs what, right?
I mean, there's one rule, right? In fantasy football, it's win, right? Play it fairly, but win. So Billy Goat Tales can't be losing. You guys have got to step it up. You're representing the family, the Givers Gang. So we need victories, boys.
We're definitely want to bring more eyeballs to Green Day's fantasy league because it's really fun. There's a great bunch of guys in there, and we definitely want to bring more lights to it, right? So people know how much fun you can have in crypto fantasy football. So
Green
yeah,
Day had something that he wanted to add.
yeah,
You
Tony, he's beating you so far.
I had to make some trades that were more long term. I had only one really good, decent running back, and the
Oh,
rest of
wait a
my
minute.
team just not very good this week. But fortunately, I'm 4-1, so 4-2 won't hurt too bad. But yeah, Green Day, I still want to win, so I'm hoping I get one of those 80-point games out of Josh Allen, and you never know till it's over.
Wait a
I've
minute. I
come
think
back
we missed
against
something.
other teams.
Yeah, you have. I think we missed something, Billy.
Yeah, Redman 10 memberships gifted out.
Who got him? Let's
Who got
see.
him? Read them
Piece
off,
of,
Dave.
yeah, peace of mind. Lurker, Anthony Soprano, not a lurker. Jessica, good to see you. Chris Hanley, lurker. Leo, lurker. Rue, lurker. Let's see who else got one. Black Hat Team, good to see you. JPO, lurker. All right. Hashtag givers gain to everybody. Red, thank you for that.
K Dig, good to see you, K Dig. Tim, good to see you. Woohoo! Tim says woohoo all over there on X. 87 up to 87 now. Dave, your lurker comments are doing it, man.
Let's
Or I
go.
should say Alex O's lurker comments, right? So
Alex knows lurker comments for sure. Lurker. What did you say we were going to call him, Billy? Oh, I remember, but we don't want to say that. I remember.
yeah. And if you guys want to make sure you want to make sure that you're following like Piper over there at the Piper Academy and Dark Crash and these guys that are coming on and
Aaron
helping us,
does. Yeah.
DDT. Yeah, Darren. So make sure, and you guys feel free to drop your links in there. Oh, Alexandra G's not here right now. I think this is like the first one she's missed in a long, long time. She must be. Hope she's okay. We better check on her. She like misses nothing. We were just talking about that, Dave. Remember?
Yeah. She definitely misses nothing.
She misses nothing,
Take a
man.
look.
So we miss
See if
her.
I can see. Yeah,
One of
man.
the things, that with the market in general was this whole idea of the tariffs with China and America and this whole need for rare earth. So, like a lot of people don't know, like what is rare earth, right? And we don't have a lot of the ability to. We can grab it out of the earth, but to process it, most of it comes from China. So, like, this is going to become more and more in the news. We've heard it, when the tariff talk started, we started hearing about these rare earth minerals, and we use it for a lot of things. Like, they're in a lot more items, products, cell phones, components that you may not know about. But China increased its restrictions on its rare earth exports on Thursday, leading to President Trump to threaten the economic retaliation and cancel the meeting. But I guess that meeting's back on now. So this is a couple days old. Uh, the tussle over rare earth uh, precedes the current administration, meaning that China for years has built up near total control of minerals as part of its wider industrial policy. So China's restrictions are also seen as a response to Trump's reciprocal tariffs on China's goods announced in April. So what are rare earths? Well, there's 17 metallic elements in the periodic table made up, and you can read all those weird names, right? Scandium, ruthenium. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these names. I've never heard of them, right? As we're researching and figuring out why is this rare earth so important, and why doesn't America, like, why didn't America have this uh, going on, ability to process it a long time ago? Like, it's really weird, but rare earths are they're used every day in different technologies, from smartphones to wind turbines to LED lights and flat screen TVs. They're crucial for batteries in electric vehicles, as well as MRI scanners. And rare earths are also essential for the U.S. military. They're used in the F-35 fighter jets. So
Whoa, what have you been looking
submarines,
at there?
I don't know. Those are
Saratoga
ads. Those
tomorrow.
are ads, man.
Targeted ads.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, good exercise. Dave Digital Exercises. Come
That
on.
looked like a good picture of your abs right there. That was hot.
Those are your abs on my old face. That's what that was. Uh, so why do they matter? Well, Beijing is using rare earths as a major leverage in this whole trade war. Uh, in its most recent move, China added 5 rare earth elements. And down here, when I was reading this, anyways, we do not have there's only one place in California until the start of this year, whatever heavy rare earths we did mine in California, we still sent to China for separation. So we can mine it, but to process it fully, we had to send it to China for separation. And so when you're thinking big business and you're thinking stocks and you're thinking rare earth, and now you can go and say, what are the companies that are mining this? Hmm, let me see if this is something that I should begin to do some research on in my portfolio, in my stock portfolio, because you guys know what happens with the stock portfolio. Soon, what happens is there's a crypto token that is either legitimate or illegitimate, right? And some meme type of thing. But this, I think, is worthy of all kinds of news from a standpoint of investment news, because I think that this whole need for rare earth, and if you recall, we were trying to secure the rights to other countries, given geography, so that we could mine the rare earth and have the rights to the minerals, because we don't have a lot of the really special stuff ourselves, and even if we do, we have to send it to China for separation to process it. So it's in the news, it's part of the trading war, it's part of the whole negotiations, and I think it's something from an investment side that you don't have to, but you could say, hey, let me go to check out some companies that do this, and let me see what I can invest in. And maybe not in crypto, but in traditional markets. You start there and then you maybe go to crypto. But yeah, I thought that. What do you think about all that, Jimmy? Jim, the whole rare earth trade, tariff, and the fact that we can't even separate that stuff ourselves.
Well, it can definitely be a disruptor. I mean, we get it all from there currently, pretty much. I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, we mine in San Francisco, as a big facility, but we have to send it to China for separation, man. And it's like all of it, most of it has to go to China for separation. So we really dependent on China. And
China.
I don't think Trump likes that. Yeah, China.
It's because all of our sifters are enriching uranium.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. As a Canadian, what do you think about that, Crash?
I think it's interesting. Obviously, let's just first bring up the fact that gold obviously is still sitting above 4,000. So we're seeing obviously a massive interest in the rare earths, not just institutionally and globally, but like there's a taxing feature that we're trying to attach to the fact that this metals are now way more popular than they were before. So I could totally see why they're trying to tariff and interfere with with what other nations are doing as they seek to profit from these newfound um, paper gains, for lack of better words. Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Billy.
Yeah, silver spiking too. I haven't looked today, but I think it was hitting that $50 range or real close to it. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, all the minerals, it just seems like palladium, platinum, copper, silver, gold. Um, there's something happening. There's something happening there, and it's been happening, right? It's not like this is new, brand new. But with this rare earth stuff that we use for products, it just seems like there's something bigger than what we know about. Tex-Mex, what was that?
I have no idea.
Somebody shooting fish out there in the lake,
Woo! They're shooting it
or
with
some
elephant gun.
Flying this way.
gunshots? I heard it loud coming through
All
the.
the birds started flying this way. That's all I know.
Doing some duck hunting out there on the lake, huh? What about you, Red Man? What's your thoughts on that rare earth stuff?
Well, I mean, it's just like Jimmy said, it's super important. You know, it's something that we're going to have to fight for because everybody's in a race for this stuff. It doesn't matter what country it is. It's, I mean, the big thing is America is racing against China, and that's the thing to watch is the thing to watch is who's going to get there first or who's going to take over. It's like the whole thing with Trump and Greenland, and that was a strategic move, right? So um, that I don't know. Be honest with you, I didn't look at the article myself, but I could tell you it's important when it comes to batteries and cell phones and computers and everything else that runs off this stuff.
Yeah, I just think there's something more to this than what we are hearing in the news from a from a strategic level, not necessarily from an investment level. I think there's something more about this. I think we're going to hear more about this rare earth stuff. Oh, Dave, thank you, Dave Digital. What about you, DDT? Any thoughts on the whole rare earth piece? Any ties to any companies that you might know?
Nothing so far, but I think what Trump could do better, kind of, if I was kind of an advisor to him, is he's going after China. I think if he finds a few third world country partners that are also doing rare earths, I think a country like Mongolia is one, from what I can remember. So one of my nephews in South Africa, he sells like mining equipment, like crushers and those type of things. And kind of some of the biggest countries that he exports to are like also third world countries, not China and stuff. So he buys machinery and stuff from China or America and then sells it on. And I can remember a while ago he was saying like Mongolia, and there's a few others kind of in that Southeast Asia, kind of off China, that also have mining operations, and he sells to them. So kind of if maybe there's a Chinese stronghold in those countries, but I think what Trump is doing is he's trying to cut the head, and that's probably not the best way to look at it. If he was, yes, obviously maybe there is a way that he can kind of control China and kind of get it back to parity, but I think he needs to kind of also formulate a backup plan, because if it just ends up being trade wars and stuff like that, that limits supply. If he gets strategic partners kind of in other countries, that also in Africa, kind of there's obviously countries that mine in Africa, kind of, but the problem is the Chinese stronghold. So kind of obviously China is big into their kind of the economic development in those countries specifically because of those. So yeah, Trump could be a bit more savvy in the way that he deals with this whole thing, rather than going straight for China. I think he could kind of backdoor it a bit and then kind of find some other third world country partners where they do like economic kind of partnerships or whatever it is.
Well, he said
For me would kind of,
he said he was sorry, DDT. See, he, he posted.
yeah, because
Hey guys,
he
don't
knows
worry
the
about it.
ramifications.
It's all okay.
But yeah, I'm just
That
thinking
was
of it from the viewpoint that yes, he can fight with China, but he needs to have a backup plan. At this point, he doesn't have a backup plan. It's kind of argue with China and kind of wage trade wars with China rather than actually finding another solution.
Get him
Kind
out
of,
of
and
here! Get out!
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
another thing too as well, guys. This apology comes after. It's not an apology, but this statement comes after that move. Yes, or not yesterday, the day before yesterday, with Bitcoin and all that money being taken out of the markets. And I'm saying markets because it wasn't just crypto. It was all the
yeah.
markets. Money was being taken out of. There was nobody that was immune to the dump. Everybody got hit by it. And I think that, him, of course, coming out and saying this afterwards, and then you see the reaction from the markets after he makes a statement. It weighs heavily on his steps going forward. So I think, Trump Trump is his playing 3D chess right now. He's playing 3D chess with everybody. He's got strategy in his mind that he wants to work out, and he feels like he can use his words to manipulate the markets a little bit. He's going to do it, and he's going to show everybody, hey, we're not playing around. And then comes out and says that statement, and everything's green and everybody's fine. It's like, I don't know, man. I think it's a little too much influence in the markets, and I don't like seeing that. And I did exactly, exactly, a little too much influence for my liking.
Yeah, the thing
Well,
with me is obviously I think I started trading pretty much at the last time that he was in office, and just kind of reminiscing on those times as well. It's like it's the exact same thing. He runs his mouth, the markets move. It's just. I think some traders like it, but I prefer like a little bit less volatility at this point. It's like one day is one thing, the next day is another thing. It's just a bit of a minefield in regards to what you read, like kind of what you really want to do with your trading. So, kind of as from a trader's perspective, trader's hat on, it's not the most ideal with the kind of the induced volatility that kind of the whole thing creates. Yes, we like volatility, but it's like one story, one day, one like market is just it's just it's like overreacting, and that's the issue here. And it's not just us as traders; it's hedge funds, it's VC firms, it's like everyone, even kind of JP Morgan, banks, those type of things. Like everyone is affected by kind of his words. So he does need to pull back a bit on it. But the problem is
But
he won't. He just runs his mouth all the time and causes all of this volatility.
DDT too was the other day. That was the most liquidations of all time, right? Bitcoin dropping 20,000 was the most liquidations of all time. That's what I saw, something about 199,000 traders got liquidated. It was some astronomical number. I forget. It's not on the top of my head right now, but is that what happened? It was the most
Depending on how
liquidations of
you
all time.
measure it, it was like 2 trillion, depending on how you measure it. And it wasn't just crypto. It was
There was
stock,
12 trillion taken out of the S&P or taken out of American stock indices. It's like 12
it's a
trillion.
lot,
Like
the
what's
biggest ever.
we
the
lost like
headline,
1 point
the headline
something.
at CNBC, the headline at CNBC said it was 2 trillion, but once you dig a little bit deeper, I don't know that it was 2 trillion.
Well, DDT just said 12 trillion, right? DDT.
I think it was 12. It was I know it was 5 to 6 times more than what crypto was for kind of a baseline. But yeah, so if crypto, I
And
don't.
it doesn't matter, Dave, is the exact amount. We're not trying to spread false. What we're trying to say is this was the biggest event,
It was
and
market wide.
it's just a market wide event, and it's tragic, right? I mean, you guys know at Billy Goat
Tragic.
Tales team. Well, it's tragic from a standpoint of like a lot of liquidations occurred. So I had that
Yeah,
chain
but
link.
those people are over leveraged. They kind of need to get shaken
Well,
out of the market. That's not the rest of us that are responsible. That doesn't have a lot to do with us. We weren't over leveraged.
no,
We
no,
were prepared
I
and
mean,
we bought, we took trades on the dip.
it's because you were uh, liquidated in that big move. It doesn't mean you were over leveraged. It just means you lost a trade.
How can you get liquidated if you're not over leveraged? Liquidation means that you use too much leverage and they liquidated your account, right?
Well. But what I'm saying is to that those people, maybe it was not a big deal, right? But still, on the indexes, like they won. The indices, the exchanges won. They won. That moved, filled the pockets of a lot of market makers, a lot of exchanges. That's what that move did. It filled up a lot of pockets.
I
And
feel
I'm
like a
just
lot of
saying,
people won, and I think that move was needed to grab attention. Like we were talking about on Saturday's simple terms podcast, is that's what we need. We need people to pay attention. Retail's not here. We need them to come in. We need them to go take a look. We need the institutions to buy the dip. Yeah, we need institutions to buy the dip, and if we're going to get an alt season, we know what things have to happen, and if we're not going to get it, then you know then maybe we didn't need the dip. But if we're going to get it, we need some things to happen, and that was one of them.
Well,
you
can I put
know,
my tinfoil hat
Yeah.
on, Billy?
what's that?
Can I put my imaginary tinfoil hat on for a minute?
Yeah, but scoot up
We
closer to
can't
the
hardly
phone
hear
or
you.
something. We can
Can
barely
you hear
hear
me
you.
now? Can you hear me now?
A lot better.
Not real great.
So look,
Is
I love this movie from back in the day called Wag the Dog. And I don't know how much of this is positioning, how much of this is show you what's going on one hand and doing something else with another.
You're
And
bad.
when you're talking, what
Your sound is bad.
sound is bad? Okay, just give me a second.
It's all about your positioning. Get closer to the mic.
How about now?
Much better.
Okay, I had to take my AirPods must be dying. But so Wag the Dog was a great movie. It talks about political positioning to show you what's going on here, get your attention here, and then do something else here, right? And then when we're talking about rare earths, I mean, look, from a odd side of things, Armageddon, that movie, you know, we need Bruce Willis to go up to that asteroid and get some mine some of that stuff for us. I really do think the U.S. has a lot more technology than we're willing to share. And in my mind, I think of the 80s and you know, still to this day, you know, we may pay a little bit higher dollar for oil from the Middle East so that we don't have to drill our own. Maybe we're using other countries or showing a weak hand here so that we can show strength and hold on to resources here. And I think Andrea had shared with us about finding these nodules on the bottom of the ocean, and there's a lot of push for trying to get some of these rare earth minerals from that type of stuff. I know there's a big hullabaloo globally as far as disturbing the ocean, but you know, on the crypto dump, I think like I was fortunate that my bot trades have like a $30,000 separation as far as the top and the bottom, and my liquidation point was like 80,000. But I'm sure people were hurt the other day, and you know that's sad. But you know we've learned. I got liquidated. I probably had a $5,000 account that I grew from 500 that got liquidated a couple of years ago. So I've slowly gotten back into trading and finding the way. But I don't know that I was over leveraged. I started with a small amount, but when I lost that big amount, it definitely it woke me up to realize I needed to take different strategies. And so you know I think the stuff that's going on globally, some of it I I can't talk about some of the things that I want to at times because I feel fear that I'm going to share things that I shouldn't be sharing. But I think there's definitely a trickery going on.
well, from an
Yeah,
investment
there's definitely
angle.
something at play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony, Rich, I think Rich, you say some things sometimes
Echo.
and they stick and sometimes they don't stick. And the one thing that sticks with me is Rich says it doesn't if you lost money on this dump, it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. This is a learning situation. You know what Dave's talking about? Dave's right. You know, over leveraged position. Now, what's over leverage? We don't know what the definition of over leverage is because your over leverage is different than my over leverage. Three could be over leverage. You know what I mean? So there's no definition there. If you're gambling with crypto, you're in the wrong spot, man. You know, this is about slow
It's
gains
your,
over time. This is not, I'm going to get rich tomorrow, so let me 100x this position. You know what I mean? I don't know how many of these black swan events do we have to go through for people to learn that, but it just doesn't work, guys. Like little bits at a time, over time, you will make mass amounts of money over time. But
look, it's
keeping
okay to
that,
gamble. Go ahead, Red. Sorry, I didn't mean to
no,
interrupt.
go,
It's okay to gamble. Everybody still gambles, but don't gamble with your, the house that you live in. Don't put it up on the market thinking that, L coin's going to go all the way to the moon. That doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't do that in a normal situation. So why do it here? Is all I'm saying. It's fine to gamble. I'm not judging anybody, but that doesn't mean that ruined our lives, that our gambles, hit their stop loss. We were prepared for that kind of stuff. If
Yeah.
you have risk management, now maybe there's that rare instant where the exchange didn't see that, that it blew through it or something like that. But I think that's a very rare situation.
Tim actually
I think
says,
there was a lot of blow throughs. So the long and short is that for those that don't know what happened is the price feeds. So Binance feeds the price feeds from Binance and Oracle's feed a lot of other exchanges. So when that price feed, that master price feed, or that oracle goes down, that causes problems, right? And the issue is also when that price feed is down, that's when obviously you get the kind of the exchanges are down, technical issues, blah, 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 right? The only people or the only proxies that can execute when that is the exchanges and the market makers and the liquidity providers. So they basically took it on themselves. They saw that obviously things were down and things were bad. And obviously this is all over X. Kind of, I've followed some accounts that are quite clued up in regards to Web3 devs and all these type of things. And the market makers saw the perfect opportunity to take people out. So if you're over leveraged and you haven't got a stop loss, like obviously you're obviously not going to be safe, right? And there's people that lost a load of money. Like there's people accounts that lost millions. Like
DDT,
why would you?
You can also
Yeah.
Google October. You can also Google October 10th for economic events, and I'll bet you'll find some stuff in there. Just a little tidbit in there. Sorry, me cut you off.
So there was an opportune thing that happened, obviously. So there's a whole what do you call it? Call it a Molotov cocktail of things that happened that caused Friday's events. So, but also in the regards to kind of the over leveraging. I've done that. Like I've been there. I think all of us have. We all want to kind of make quick money, and then we realize that that's not the play, right? You'd rather be the tortoise than the hare in the whole situation. Slow, gradual gains, like Redman is kind of alluding to and suggesting that is the safer and the better play in the long run. You get rich quick, you get poor quick. Like it's just one of those, right? So slow and steady gains, lock in gains. Reinvest the gains and move the gains off, so kind of you kind of are deleveraging your risk. Kind of there is a lot of kind of things that we can suggest, obviously not as financial advisors, but there is kind of best practice in this whole thing that's kind of not happened here, with a lot of accounts that just lost a hell of a lot of money because of that. So from kind of that perspective, kind of that's where kind of my agreement comes on this whole thing of we were a bit over leveraged. There was opportune moments for things to happen, and they happened.
Well, speaking of rare earths, at Billy Goat Tales and before the transition, there's a lot of space here, Dave and Billy and team, for plenty of tents in this backyard. That's pretty rare earth to me.
Oh, well, we don't see what you're talking about, Tony. You're not on the screen.
Well, if you look,
At the ranch?
there's a lot of room out there for plenty of tents. And of course, Jimmy's vying for us to go to a ranch in Texas, which, hey, I'm all for it. But even at the lake,
long
there's
as
a
you
lot
bring
of
the soy
rare
sauce.
earth right there.
So I think we first, Dave,
Coca-Cola.
have to hit our Weekend in Billy's promo, right? So we can talk about. There's some people in here don't even know what we're talking about right now.
They don't. Well, where have they been, Billy? Let's take a look.
There you go. So what we're doing, guys, every single year, and this is the time right now. We're at Lake Hartwell in South Carolina, and we do an annual trip. And the annual trip, hey Tony, thanks, Dave, or
Well,
somebody. The
I'm sure
annual
you were
trip.
talking about the annual trip, and he was going to show pictures while you were talking.
Oh, okay. See, Dave's processing a lot faster than I am most of the time. So, go ahead, Tony. So we do an annual trip. All you have to do is own one of our NFTs. And how do you own an NFT? How hard is it really? Well, just go to billygoattails.io website. Just click on the buy the NFT button and connect your Cardano wallet, and it's boom. You can buy it just like that. If you say, "Oh, Billy, I don't have a Cardano wallet," very simple. Go to the App Store, download a Vesper wallet. Now you have it's that simple. Just go down, get a Vesper wallet, boom. Now you have a Cardano wallet. Go to the website, it connects, boom. It's $25. They're not going to go up. They're not going to be worth 500,000 or 50 bucks. It's look, hold them forever. Just get yourself on the wheel, because on the wheel, you get a chance to come to the weekend at Billy's. And what's the secret sauce? Well, Jimmy Jim's got some ideas brewing over there about next year's trip. So the trip for 2026. Where are we going? What are we going to do? Where's it going to be at? So we have some decisions to make tomorrow, this weekend to finish out about that because there's some good ideas floating around. But this trip has been a blast. We've had a really good time, not just with all the boys here, but also the scenery, the lake, the boat, downtown Greenville. It's been really cool.
And Billy, it's not $25 right now. It's always 25 ADA. And hey, you could go take advantage of that dip and get those
Buy the
NFTs for a
dip.
little bit cheaper.
Yeah. So I say $25. Yeah, that was based on whenever we launched them. So it follows the price of ADA. ADA's cheaper. It's going to be 25 ADA. It's going to be a lot less. So
What
it's
is it?
worth it.
$13?
I don't have the conversion right now, Tony. If you can pull that up, I don't. But if it's worth it, just to get on the wheel, and we'll spin the wheel, and you can just come for free, and it will be a blast. The only thing you have to do is get to wherever the trip's at. Like it's going to be in the United States. That's the other thing. So if you're overseas, it probably not a big deal for you, yeah, right? You probably don't want to do it. It's going to cost you a fortune to fly over here. But if you're in the U.S., then it might be something that you want to try to do. And you get the behind the scenes conversations with all of us at Billy Goat Tales. And who are we? We're just like you, guys in crypto every day, studying the charts, doing trades, doing NFTs, studying blockchain, working. Jimmy's the node master. We have a lot of investments spread out between all of us in blockchain, in crypto, and we just have fun with it. And our whole message is a giver's game message, right? We want to help people, don't want to ask anything in return as long as you're working hard to help yourself, like DDT is, and like Dark Crash is, and people in the industry, whether it's Piper or Lifer or Alexo or Frankie Candles or anybody that's been working hard to start the channel and develop something in the crypto industry. We're all for you. We'll do everything we can for you. We want to support new creators. We want to support people in the crypto space, and that's who we are. So at Billy Goat Tales, and it's great to see all you people on X. Thanks for stopping in, looking at our crypto channel on a Sunday afternoon when you can be doing anything. You're spending some time with us. We really appreciate that. I did want to pull up our next story here, which kind of fits. Share screen. What we were talking about, which is. So here on the channel, we're going to get into a lot of things besides crypto too, right? We're going to talk about sometimes stocks and sometimes just funny memes, sometimes just what's in the news besides just crypto. But Switzerland moves to strengthen the trade ties with China amid
China.
record U.S. tariff.
China.
China. So Switzerland accelerating efforts to deepen trade relations with China as negotiations with the United States over tariff relief remain unresolved. So it's not as going as good as the Trump administration, I think, would try to make it sound, right? Facing record high duties of 39% on the exports to the US, the Swiss government is seeking alternative markets to stabilize its economy and reduce dependence on its Western allies. During a meeting on Friday, Swiss foreign minister and the Chinese foreign minister plans to fast track the upgrade of their existing free trade agreement. Free trade agreement. Did you hear that? They're maximize the free trade agreement. The two nations aim to expand cooperation beyond traditional goods, focusing instead on artificial intelligence, green technology, digital economy, finance, and trade and services, signaling a modernized framework for bilateral growth. I think this is big. I think anytime you have two countries that are coming together and working out a trade solution that is amicable, I think is big news, especially in the United States right now when we're trying to figure out what we're doing with our tariffs. Now, full disclosure, my personal opinion of all this is I do feel like our trade policies have been lopsided for 30 years, a long time. So something had to be done, in my own worthless opinion. However, it's always the same. you can always handle things a lot differently with than what maybe you sometimes choose to do. But anyway, Switzerland on the move with tariffs. What do you think about that, Red Man?
Oh, hold on, I had to unmute my mic here. Yeah, so this is part of the strategy, right? So um, Trump has a lot of ground to make up, and he feels like these tariffs are gonna uh, help us make up a bunch of ground really really quick. It's either print a bunch of money and go into more debt, have more inflation, or it's tax these people that are sending us goods every day. And the thing is not only is he going to tax them more, but he's also going to send that money to the American people. Like he's teased doing a stymie check, thousand,
What?
$2,000. Yeah, he's teased it. Now it's not for sure that that's going to happen, but if it does happen, hey, great, everybody gets some free money. But it's coming from the tariffs. It's not coming from more printed money. So yeah, get Tony up there. Yeah. So if it happens, hey, great, man. That will give me another paycheck that I can live off of and buy food and support myself with. So if not, that's okay too, because I know those tariffs are just making up for lost time. Um, we've been behind on this trade war thing for so long. We gave in to China. We gave them what they wanted. They wanted our factories. They took them. We're now getting our factories back. Trump is incentivizing companies to come back to the United States, and that in turn is going to help the blue collar worker because it's going to provide more jobs, and uh, you know, your commodities, your stuff that you buy at the grocery store are going to be cheaper because they're going to be made from the United States. Now, does that mean that all of those consumable goods are going to go down in price? No, because there's still going to be things that we're going to need from China, and China is going to try to retaliate, and we're going to have this whole thing happen again. But I like the course that we're on. I like to be able to know that we're at least trying to make things better. Um, are tariffs the end all be all answer for everything? No, they're not. It's going to take some strategic moves um, from the other people. But yeah, yeah. Let's go to Tony. Tony.
The guys are trying to catch me eating or snacking. Yes, I was in the kitchen and Billy's messing around. So we're a little bit looser this weekend, obviously. And hey, the positive thing is that normally at our homes we have all our studio equipment, but hey, anybody can do a show on Wi-Fi with everybody being here. I'm on my phone, everybody else is on laptops, and we got Dark Crash and DDT out in different areas, and we can make it work. So that's a positive note. If you want to start something, go do it. Come join us sometime.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
We can't hear you, Billy.
Yeah, we appreciate all the X watchers too. We're up to 134 total viewers right now, which is great, especially on a Sunday. And we're on location at Lake Hartwell in South Carolina. And I think a lot of what we're talking about today is not only the crypto dump and crypto pump, but also the crypto Trump, right? And I think a lot of people are interested in what is going on with American politics as far as relative to crypto and the policies that we are now adopting worldwide that are friendly to crypto, which is beautiful for all of us that have been in crypto. And we need to lead the way. We always need to lead the way. And we weren't doing that when Gary Gensler was in the House, right, was in the seat. But we are doing that now. And I think it was much needed. I'm glad we are where we are right now. Let me move on here real quick. I do want to, Jim, you do have those pictures up. I want to go to those pictures. Let me see if I can anybody get over there? On Jimmy's screen, there was, yeah, there we go. So why don't you talk through those, Jim? Talk through some of those. You're
Oh,
unmuted.
I'm scared of what I might see.
Well, I'll try to be careful. Well, there's Billy, the angler, doing a little angling. What else did we do today? Went out on a little boat ride.
Look at that sexy guy.
I got Billy looking for rum. Biomax multitasking. What else do we have? What else do we do down here? Oh yeah, we had some just beautiful shots on the lake. And then we headed off to the what was it? Fall for Greenville.
Give us a Jimmy Jim emoji or a #1 in the chat if you appreciate all of the stuff Jimmy does. We sure do.
Here's Billy buying drugs from the liquor mart. So we got video proof of it. Look at that left front pocket bulging.
You can move on.
Left front pocket was bulging when he came back. I saw it. He was packing. See, where was the? Here we go. Here's the festival. This is really nice down there. Super clean. A lot of people down there. Lots of food. There's Red and Tony having a moment.
Damn, more shotguns.
But yeah, it's a really pretty place. You can see the map of the event was really big. Several city blocks there.
Do you have that cool waterfall, Jimmy, somewhere in there?
Yeah, that would be right when we got there. That would be back here. Further.
The suspension bridge.
Where was that? There it is.
You got the video up there.
Yeah.
That's right downtown Greenville, guys. Right downtown.
So beautiful.
That suspension bridge is the second largest cantilevered pedestrian suspension bridge in the United States.
Yeah, enjoy this one. Look at that. Speed limit says 65.
Oh no.
On the internet.
Oh, don't do it to Billy.
Don't do it to Billy. We're gonna have to clip it out.
Look at that.
Green Day, come get
Look
him.
at that smile. Look at that
Come
smile.
get him.
Green Day, come get him.
I really love the way Jimmy Jim doesn't wear shorts in the live stream.
Ever.
Tylenol babies.
No, nobody can prove that was in the same video clip. It might have been AI.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, had a good time on the lake, good time downtown. It was a good day. I'm tired.
Green Day Prophet, he needs a warning
I had a
first, brother.
I had a 2-hour nap. I'm ready to go.
What was it you told me, Jimmy? If I'm going to be going to Disney, I'm going to have to start walking more.
Yeah, exactly.
I want Green Day to win the trip next year, so you can help me keep these guys corralled, Green Day.
Well, and if Dave has his way, we'll
To
have
the
a lot
ranch?
more people with us next year.
Don't blame me. Okay, blame me.
It's not just you who wants it.
Don't forget the soy sauce.
Where's the fridge?
Coca-Cola.
All right,
We've derailed our
If we don't
Billy
get to
Goats.
it, we don't. But that wallet stuff we wanted to talk about, if we get to, I don't
Yeah.
know what else is on the agenda. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
I'm not as organized today. I don't have my computers. I just have my phone.
Yeah, well, let's jump into the wallet stuff, Tony.
He graduated either the lowest
Well, we had
or
a
almost
discussion. Of course, many people had different discussions on X, on YouTube, and we had our own discussion about the what was it, Red? What was the exact
Let me
name?
let me set you up, Tony.
Oh,
Let me
thank you.
set you up.
Decentralized nature.
So this is the thing. We all know that Bitcoin, we've been taught ever since we've learned about Bitcoin, we've taught that Bitcoin's network is decentralized, in which it is. There are nodes all over the world. Bitcoin is very decentralized as a network. But when it comes to wallets, Bitcoin is not decentralized at all. And so Tony's going to go over some numbers for us, and we're going to show you how centralized the wallets are on the Bitcoin network.
Yeah, I guess centralized, or where the consolidation of wealth is relating to how many wallets. So there's almost 54, 55 million, I believe, wallets out there, Bitcoin wallets, and 1.5 to 2% of those wallets hold 90% of the Bitcoin out there. So as far as store of wealth, store of Bitcoin, 1.5 to 2%. So that's a little scary when you first hear it, and maybe after we get through the rest of it, it might still be a little scary. But a lot of that is exchanges, and so often exchanges are holding that Bitcoin on behalf of millions of people, right? So now, and we always, especially after the FTX fiasco a couple years ago, we always tell you it's not your keys, not your crypto. So if you're holding on exchanges, we still recommend that maybe you move to a hard wallet, move to something where you own it, you have the keys, you have your crypto. But a majority is in the exchanges, and then you have a good percentage that is held by individual companies. We talked about Trump's company is number 8. Well, Strategy, which used to be MicroStrategy, is number 1. They almost hold about 3% of all Bitcoin, which is quite a large number. And so you have that. You have governments that hold quite a bit of crypto. You have several whales. Probably there's at least 1,000 addresses that still hold a significant amount of crypto, but 1.5 to 2% hold 90% of the Bitcoin. So there's a large division as far as where the Bitcoin is stored, and so make sure that our recommendation, not financial advice, but our personal thought and recommendation, I believe, is try to at least get your hand on some
It
Bitcoin.
says Billy Hotels. Can you be in?
Billy
It's not a man.
Hotels.
It's
What are
300
you talking about?
seconds. Oh, Billy came into the room, was like, who timed out Offset? And it says Billy Hotels did, but I don't know which one of us it was, but it was for
Not
300 seconds. I think it was an accident, whoever did it, because we
probably an
know we
accident. We
love
love
Offset.
Allset. Allset is awesome.
Sorry, all set. Yeah.
Andrea, corn or Coke? Well, Bitcoin. And Coca-Cola, we say Coca-Cola because we're just believing. We're believing in some sponsorships, or I don't know what we're saying it for. And Andrea, I know that you mentioned earlier. I think I saw the comment. I barely see most of the comments. You said, "Oh, what's a couple trillion here or there?" When we were talking about trillions of dollars of the move in the market. But that being said, miners still do provide quite a bit of the network decentralization, which is very, very positive. But address wise, don't be caught waiting. At least that's my recommendation, not financial
What?
advice, but don't be caught waiting for a price to hit a certain price before you start DCAing into crypto. I think we all would agree that it's good to hold some Bitcoin, whether it's 2 Satoshis or a full Bitcoin, right? So, anything else we want to cover on that?
It was really really good. Just like Redman said, it is, Bitcoin's the way, it's the path, it's the future. We're all Bitcoin people, right? But when you dig into some of the stuff that you can get on Glassnode or other places, you realize, wow, like the most of the Bitcoins, most of them are held in, really relatively few. When you think about the millions and millions and millions of wallets out there, relatively few wallets. So it was just a little piece of tidbit information that Biomex and Redman stumbled upon doing some research. So it's pretty interesting.
I don't have the chart in front of me, but before the dip, exchanges were at the lowest levels as far as holding Bitcoin. that they've been since way, I forgot what the year was. I wish I had the chart with me. I don't have all my goodies today. I just had this little laptop with me. Sorry guys, but right before the dip. So after the dip, I'm sure a lot of those bags got replenished. I'll have to check it out again when I get home, how much Bitcoin is on exchanges, but I'm sure it's more than it was. But this recovery is showing you how much dry powder is in the market. You know how fast that thing went down to 1015 and how fast that thing got bought back up? People are waiting to buy your Bitcoin. So if you can hold on, hold on. And DDT, I know you got something to say about that, brother.
Yes. So lots of people were saying, oh, this illiquidity and there was nothing down there. Why did we go so low? The problem is a lot of people don't realize that there is spot bids. So market makers or liquidity runs or whatever you call these big wicks and drops to the downside, whatever you want to call them, they happen because something is there. If it's not liquidations, it's spot bids, right? I did see something on X yesterday that BlackRock bought 45,000 Bitcoin at 105,000. So they had a bid, or maybe an OTC company that they're using, or Coinbase. They had already pre-loaded Coinbase with some dollars, whoever it was, to say, oh, buy us Bitcoin at this price. So it's kind of everyone was, oh, liquidity. It took all the liquidity, yes, but also as well on the other side of the liquidations, there has to be something. Either has to be a buy or there has to be a spot buy, a long or a spot buy. So everyone was like a bit in kind of awe as to, obviously the drop was like intense, but for all intents and purposes, there were spot buys as well. I had a few spot buys picked up on kind of some things, but also as well, kind of my spot buy would have been someone's liquidation or someone's stop loss. It's kind of how they balance the market, because if there's nothing on the other side to pick up, we would have just carried on cascading, right? So it's the drop happened, but obviously it picked up liquidity, and people were saying, oh, why did it stop where it stopped? It picked up something. Like it has to stop at a point where kind of everything has been filled and everything counterbalances. But also as well, it stops when market makers and liquidity providers step back in. So when you get the cascades down, market makers aren't doing anything. They literally they go risk off, or what's known as risk off. So then when they see price obviously start bouncing back up and they see fit that they can actually start stabilizing price again, that's when you'll see them stop coming in as well. So kind of the wicks back up, and on the wicks back up, you obviously have got spot that's been triggered, spot orders, or kind of longs, or the market makers have decided, okay, now it's kind of okay to start stabilizing, and kind of liquidity providers and market makers have also started stepping back into kind of stabilized price. So yeah, but plus also, like back to your point, Redman, kind of the fact is that a lot of big players have kind of bought. It was for no reason that we bounced where we bounced, because I would presume that there was orders. There would have been orders stacked in order book. So yeah, kind of just to add and kind of go on about that.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And we were just talking about that the other day when it all happened. That there's the exchanges and the Black Rocks of the world. Look, we got big money in here, guys. We got traditional finance games coming into this stuff. They're not rookies. They're not retail traders. They're plugged in. They're deep. And
They're not going to buy
this,
tops all the time as well.
yeah, they're not Michael
They're
Saylor.
going to.
You know, Michael Saylor is always a conviction play, and the Black Rocks of the world are trading plays, right? They're not so much conviction plays. The Fidelities they're I mean, they can be, and like in a mutual fund, if you have ETF, a Bitcoin ETF in a mutual fund, then and you have a fund manager that kind of believes in the crypto, it can be like, hey, you need to be 5% allocated in your mutual fund to some crypto. That's a conviction play. But for the most part, they're they want to make money, man. They want to make money. Period. Bottom line, they're going to make money. So. Uh, Lots of market dynamic changing going on right now. Like Michael Saylor says, it's happening right underneath our feet right now. This is a transformation of the world. the digital currency. It's happening. We're in it. We're part of it. It's happening. And inflation, especially, I can't speak for other countries, but in America, the silent thief. It's a silent thief that because they keep printing dollars over and over and over, and it's legalized thievery, right? And so, what is our weapon against that? Just as individuals and people, our weapon against that is Bitcoin. That is our weapon against that. So hopefully everybody took advantage of buying the dip. And like it's been proven over and over. And I was even telling my daughter texted me right away that night while we're here and said, Dad, did I is the bull over? Is the bull run over? Uh, what should I do basically? And my advice was two words: no and buy. No, it's not over, and buy. And I'm telling my kids this, right? So, because what I'm saying is we proved back in November of 2021 that you could buy the top and go back to 17. You proved that you can buy the top, go back, just keep going back. Bitcoin is the conviction play for our lifetime. And we all need to just keep that in mind. We're traders, yes, we're in crypto, we do other things, nodes, blockchains, NFTs, trading, but we're also in the midst of a transition, a worldwide transition that we're living for right now. We're living in this time right now that I think is spectacular. And I think it's something that we all just got to continue to keep our nose to the grindstone, learning every day, and trying to figure out how these big puzzle pieces go together, because big money is here and they are going to be doing some of their whale games, their manipulating games that they did, that we like. There's books written about all this in the traditional marketplace for stocks, bonds, options, mutual funds. And so it's starting to look a lot like Christmas, man. It's starting to I think we're all going to be able to see it a little more clearly in the next few years. And
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents on it. Go ahead,
we have to
Tony.
remind ourselves, Billy, that ETFs, traditional finance in the states and elsewhere is already in the game, and nation states have been in the game for a couple of years, and they continue to jump in and get in the game. So we can't just treat it like it was 4 years ago. We have to realize the game is changing slightly, and so don't get left not holding some Bitcoin.
What happened? Yeah, and what I'm saying there, that the dip didn't frighten me at all, especially as it relates to Bitcoin. Like, you just know, like, for me, and a lot of people aren't there yet mentally, right? They're just not there, but you just know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, like, your hodl bags, not your trading bags, your hodl bags, it's like it doesn't matter, you know. And there's a lot of people on Twitter, right? So every time there's a dip, you'll see people that say it's time to buy, it's time to buy. And i'm I'm in that school. My bias is in the school as long as we're talking about Bitcoin. Like, if we're talking about Bitcoin, when we say it's time to buy, so if you ever see me posting about it's always time to buy or it's time to buy, it's Bitcoin. And that's just a faith based, that really you can't get hurt with Bitcoin. So when you do have these dips, it's time to buy. Now, I don't believe that with all of crypto, right? I do not believe that with all the other crypto coins. And again, one man's opinion, it really doesn't matter. Never listen to a YouTuber anyways, right? Go do your own research. And none of this is financial advice, of course. So we should put our banner up there, guys, too, because we kind of been talking a lot about that today. But with that, real quick, we always try to get, and we're at 141 people. Thank you for tuning in across X and YouTube. But we always have a segment closing at the end of the show here called, what do we call it, Dave?
Let's
Jimmy
go.
Jimmy Jim's final thoughts.
There you go, Dave.
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Billy is obviously not paying paying attention to the chat, but let's go and ask
Well,
Jamie.
Well, obviously, I don't have much to talk about, because I don't have any cards and I don't have any Legos.
You
But the
don't?
trip has been great. Spending time with the team, getting together, sharing ideas, talking about where we're going. It's been a lot of fun. Look forward to others joining us next year at the ranch.
Jimmy, give me the sign.
I love that, man.
All right, so we're
Yeah,
going
we
to have
should've-
you vote in the chat. Billy said that he likes the second music that you just heard. He likes that music better than our other club music, which you guys all know and love, where we all dance together. So let us know. Do you like that club music
selling
for
it.
one, or do you like the second club music? Let us know in the chat.
We should have had a live every day this week. We were together.
David's a salesperson, isn't he, man? Like, you know where he stands on things.
Hey, there's still tomorrow. We have a long day here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So they're not sure, Billy. It looks like K-Degs is saying he's not sure exactly.
Jay Violet says she likes both.
All set. Calling for the regular club. I mean, do you think the guys need to see the second option?
No, it was. They're saying this was the two was what you said was the
The
original.
2 was the old one.
Yeah, they like the
one is
two.
No, one is the old one. Just like I
No.
said, just rewind the tape. It's very simple. Rewind the tape, and you'll see what's going on. You can't lie on camera, Billy. Yeah, Billy just don't like to dance. I think he's got that Sin City.
We'll have to
He's
do
got that
official
Sin
vote
City
for-
fever. He just don't like to dance. He gets scared.
Hey,
when
Look
he
at Tony
fucking
out
dance.
there with our appetizer on a freaking hook.
Tony wiggling his worm in front of everybody.
and a shout out to Sin City too. Sin City Crypto, the original club guys, right? Started the club.
And
We were
Randy Hipper.
fans. We were fans of Sin City, and they didn't open the club enough. So Jimmy and I, so we're like, we're going to create our own club just so we can open it a lot more.
Randy's was a rave, right?
Yeah,
Rave.
Randy also raves. Yeah.
Yeah, Randy raves. Yep, Miss T
Yeah,
Crypto
yeah.
raves.
Yeah, they closed their club indefinitely. They even had a thing on the thing that said, "Hey, look, David ran away with the keys. The club is closed."
Yep.
So I mean, we were waiting in line outside for a long time, and they never moved the little red line that you can just come in.
But Dave, you said I wasn't paying attention to chat. Was there something that was said that we need to talk about before we get out of here?
No. It was they wanted to open the club.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, fam. Listen, we hit our mark. We appreciate you on this journey with us at Billy Goat Tales, spending the weekend at Billy's on the lake. We appreciate everybody. Go check out our Discord. We have a lot of pictures in there. We're always going to bring you some crypto news, some crypto updates, world news, world events. Try to keep it real. Keep it just crypto people talking with other crypto people. And of course, we do it in a way that's always respectful, honorable, and we want you to win in everything you do. So drink water. Crash says drink water. We appreciate you, Crash. We appreciate you, DDT, always supporting us, and we can rely on you guys. So we appreciate that. With that said, I am going to say goodbye. Have a great rest of
We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. We are Billy Goat Tales.